I'd like to thank the police department and the prefecture, because at the time, in less than 15 minutes, the first call had come in right until the intervention, which resulted in the arrest of the killer. Only a few seconds happened. And thanks to the fire department as well for their intervention, which made it possible to help the victims and who are still wounded. The President of the Republic expressed this morning, all I can say is that we are devoting adequate resources, and the judiciary police as well as involved, to see the motivation of the killer, who apparently acted alone. And we'll be able to speak with the police services within the next few hours. We have decided, obviously, in the name of the President of the Republic and the Prime Minister, to make it possible for those who wish to demonstrate that they can do so under the best possible conditions as we are speaking in the next hours and days. We don't want to have a very sad anniversary of the people that were assassinated. Now, this sad anniversary was to be commemorated by the Kurds. And we will wish to make sure that their security is ensured both now and in the month of January, like all the police department services and the gendarme departments on the national territory, to particularly provide adequate protection for all the sites where the Kurdish communities will be meeting together. And there should be no response to this horrible action of any kind. We will be having a specific meeting with respect to this issue to take a closer look at any possible and additional threats that could have to do with the Kurdish community and placing them in danger. So we are not certain that the killer who wanted to kill these people has not spoken about the fact that he wanted to kill someone specifically having to do with Kurds. Apparently, he wanted to attack a foreigner. Madam Procureur of the Republic will be looking at this. This is only one element, and we will know more later. I'd like to thank the safety and emergency services and the police services, and we are to express our deep gratitude for the means that were made available to help and protect people that could be endangered in the next days or weeks. The killer is French. He's 69 years old. He was not known by the police department. No information from the DGSI or the intelligence services or territorial services. I spoke with the Attorney General and the penitentiary system. So it's not certain that this person had any political engagement whatsoever, but his motivation were to happen to be, it's a characterized action against foreigners. He apparently had some antecedent issues with the police, but we don't know the exact details of that yet. He was known by the judicial department, but he was not flagged as an ultra-right wing or extremist of any kind who participates in extreme groups. Ever since I've been Minister of the Interior, there have been 9 presumed attacks by the right wing. This group does exist, and they're very, and we've dissolved 11 associations, small groups on the ultra-right, and this gentleman was a member of none of those organizations that were dissolved. And he participated in none of those organizations, to our knowledge, that were arrested by the DGSI. So I can't, at this time, I can't say that he was known for ultra-right events. But given the way he took action, we're going to be looking much more closely at that in the coming up hours. It's part of the legal investigation, and this is not really up to me to comment on that. I think the Attorney General will be expressing herself on this area.
Pardon? Ça fait partie de l'enquête
It's part
judiciaire que nous
of the
savons.
ongoing inquiry. There was a shooter in a sports. He had many weapons, but in terms of the actual investigation, I can make no comment. You're talking about a man and two women? Is that about the victims? Well, as far as I know, there were 3 people that died, 2 in front of the Kurdish Cultural Center and another in a restaurant. And another person is very seriously wounded, and they're really between life and death, and 2 others are more lightly wounded, and the shooter is also slightly wounded. I can't give you any more information for the moment. We don't have any comments to make. We don't have, amongst the victims, I don't believe, I mean, this happened only a few hours ago, and the people that were wounded or killed are not known by the police services in France. He was in prison last 11. The penitentiary services freed him, and I have no comment to make on the actions undertaken by the judiciary system. As you know, police and gendarmes are very aware of what's going on. There's our Jewish compatriots. It's a very important holiday for them as well. There are a lot of people going to stores, and the police and the gendarmes are highly mobilized in this context. We also, in Paris and in the major province cities, we've made available to the prefect various CRS and mobile gendarme personnel. But there's a very strong police presence around the Kurdish community and the areas where political groups and religious groups are gathering. And I'd like to thank the prefect for her actions in this respect. They have policemen and gendarmes are present 24 hours out of 24, and they're keeping a very careful watch on possible threats that could affect the Kurdish community. And I'd like to say once again that we're very, very moved. Then our major concern is to take care of that Kurdish community in France. Thank you.